How's it going, guys? My name's Camel and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online Blacksmithing Tutorial Part 2. In this video we're going to cover extracting and why it's bloody awesome. Then we're going to move on to traits. Now this is something that most people didn't even get a chance to learn about while playing the beta. To be fair, neither did I, but I have learnt about them since and hopefully I can explain how they work to you guys. Okay, so extracting from items works exactly the same way as extracting from ores. You want to go to a blacksmithing station, and then up the top you want to be in the extraction tab. Now instead of hitting raw materials like you did with iron ore, you can hit either weapons or armor, depending on whether you want to extract from a weapon or from an armor. Hitting either of these tabs will show you a list of the items that you are able to extract raw materials from. Double click on the item you wish to extract from, and then click R to extract from that item. Now keep an eye on the top right section of the screen and you'll see the materials that I'm getting back from extracting from these items. When you extract from weapons and armor, what you're doing is basically reverse engineering that item. Let's say for example I'm extracting from an iron sword that had a Nordic style applied to it. I will have a chance of getting back the iron ingots, and I'll also have a chance of getting back the corundum which was used to style it. You will also get back gemstones and honing stones. Extracting was the only way I could find to obtain gemstones and honing stones, so this does make extracting from items a necessary process. Personally, I think that this is a really cool recycling system that they have come up with. This way you can reuse old armor and weapons, and also items that you've just picked up along the way and that you would otherwise never use. But with extracting you can break them back down into raw materials and use those materials to make new items. You can sell them to other players, or you can just give them to me, whatever suits you. Now at each crafting station you can only extract from items that you could have created there. So at a blacksmithing station you can only extract from weapons and heavy armor. Items like shields, bows, light armor, medium armor, you have to go to the appropriate crafting station to extract from those items. Here I've just been extracting some iron ore into iron ingots. Here in my inventory you will see the items that I have just gained from doing this. Styling ores, iron ingots and gemstones. Gemstones are used in the crafting process. They are used to add traits to items. Every gemstone will have a corresponding trait that it will add to an item. Now unfortunately during the beta I didn't get to experiment with this at all. I only found out about this after the beta was closed. But since then I have learned how it works and I'll explain it to you now the best I can. Now if we take a look here as I mouse over the gemstones that I've just acquired, it gives a brief description of the trait that that particular gemstone will add to an item when crafting. Now before you can add traits to an item that you're crafting, you have to research that trait. The trait researching system works almost exactly the same as the Skyrim enchanting system. Firstly, you have to find an item with that trait applied. What you do is then research that item. How to do that, you get to a blacksmithing station and you hit the fourth tab, the one on the very end. It says research. Once you've selected the weapon or armor tab, it'll have the trait line. This is just a list of items that have traits already applied to them and that you are able to research. Now just above where it says trait line, you'll see it says researching 0/1. This is because I'm not researching any items at this time. Now researching a trait takes several hours. So what you can do is go in, start researching the trait, walk away, do some quests for a while, come back, and you will have learnt that trait. The item that had the trait that you researched will be destroyed. Also, you can only apply that trait to the type of item that you learnt the trait from. Luckily, with weapons, if you learn a trait off a weapon, you can then apply that trait to any type of weapon. However, with armor, rather like Skyrim's enchanting system, if you find some boots that can make you run faster, you learn the trait that does that, you can then only apply that trait to heavy armor boots. Now if we have a squiz down here, it'll tell you the type of trait and it'll have a picture of the corresponding gemstone that you require to apply that trait to an item. Now because I haven't learnt any traits, they're all greyed out and they have a locked symbol on the gem and it also says unknown. At the time I didn't know what the hell was going on, but as you can see in the trait line there's a whole bunch of items that I could have researched. Now once you've researched a trait and you also have the corresponding gemstone, what you want to do is go back to the creation tab, and the fourth line down the very bottom right under styling ore, there is the traits slot. And because I didn't know any traits at this point, it just has an X, so I can't apply any traits to any crafted items at this time. Hopefully that whole trait system didn't confuse you guys too much. A good friend of mine explained that to me over about 2 hours, and I've tried to simplify that as much as I can for you guys. Alright guys, extracting and trades is going to be it for part 2. Now I was also meant to have improving and the random items you can buy from the blacksmithing suppliers. It was all in one video, but it was too long for me to upload because about every hour my internet drops out. So I can't upload a video of that length, but because these two videos were made at the same time, don't worry, part 3 should be right behind part 2. I wanted to do it as one part, but like I said, it's too long. So in part 3 I'm going to be covering improving and the items that you can buy from the blacksmithing supplier. Well, thanks for watching, and if this video has been any help to you, please leave a like, subscribe if you like more videos like this one, share this video to anyone that you think would find this useful, and please leave a comment if you have any information that would be helpful to myself or any other players. I'll see you guys very, very soon in part 3 of blacksmithing, and I'd just like to thank everyone for all the likes, and also for being so patient. Alright guys, peace out, sleep easy, and I'll see you soon. Adios amigos.